let me tell you a secret. All of your emotional suffering comes from caring, and in most cases, caring too much. It can be all complicated, but it will all go back to you caring about something in some way, and something negative has happened to that, right? And that is when the suffering comes in, because the thing you care about is gone. It's damaged. It's not the same. Your reasons for being attached to that thing or attracted to that thing is damaged in the process, and it makes you unhappy. It causes you to suffer. Oh, you can't control, certain people in your life or certain things in your life. It's out of your control. But why do you want control? Because you want stability. Something matters to you because you care about that thing at the end of the day. And whatever it is that matters to you is causing you to want to control things to get what you want, maintain what you have. That's what's happening. You care about something. So let's take control out of the equation and find out why you want that control. And that's because you care. And when that control goes away, and the thing that you care about that you're trying to maintain or keep stable or what have you, when that thing gets damaged or taken away, well, you go back to suffering. Here is what you really need to do in life to avoid a lot of suffering. Be very careful with what you care about. How much you put out there. You can be kind to people, you can be sweet to people without overdoing it. You've got to watch where you invest yourself and what you care about, unless you're willing to face the consequences. And that's my issue with most people. Oh, they'll do whatever they want. They just never want to face the fucking consequences. Be careful. You might not like the attitude of people like myself who will go around knowing, I don't give a shit about this. I don't give a shit about this. And I'm not going to talk about this thing as if I do. I'm not going to fake. I'm not going to pretend to you that I care about something that I don't. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to trick myself through lies. But I don't want to suffer. I don't want to suffer more than I have to. Look, life is what it is. And you got to be willing to take some pain because it's going to come your way no matter what you do. So be brave. But don't go after unnecessary suffering. Don't be that gullible in life. And if you've learned this shit, well, lesson learned, do something with it. Now I don't just run around smelling the roses everywhere. I wait for it's, an appropriate time or an appropriate place or what have you. I'm very careful, right? So when I play the sweet, when I do this, when I invest myself, what I choose to care about, I'm very careful. I'm a very calculated person in my life where I aim that effort. It doesn't mean I go around mistreating people or being cold to people. It's just I don't overdo the kindness. I don't focus on caring about things that I shouldn't care about. I have to get to know a stranger before I'll really give a shit. I don't try to connect the things until I think there's an investment that is worth it. Like there's some worthwhile thing there to, commit to in some way. So I'm careful about bringing friends into my life or bringing a partner into my life because I have to understand that I have to face the consequences, of anything that I choose to do. And so I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to face consequences, I better really choose wisely. And I don't get why more people don't get this. Look, it'd be nice if we could live in a world where we could all just give a shit about everything without the pain, without the suffering. But if you go through so much suffering that it breaks you, you're no good to yourself or anybody around you. To a degree, you got to keep your own head together in the process. So I would tell you this, because I think it's necessary in the world. Build up your ego through honesty and truth, right? Yeah. Build up who you are. Tell yourself you're good enough. Find the monster within. And then get ready to conquer the world. Because you don't have to get to first place. But you're not even going to get to the top 5 if you don't aim for first place. Right? No matter what you do, aim to be the best at that thing. Right? And believe you can be. Even if everything about yourself tells you you're not. Because there's something important. Affirming something about yourself that is great. Or, even if you think somehow it's not true, you say it out loud anyway. You do it almost every day. I get up in the morning and tell myself stuff. Before I go to bed, I'll affirm things that I'm great and I'm the best at this, or I'm number one at this. And because I want to train my mind, right, to believe these things, so I have the courage and I build up that passion for going after the thing as best I can. And I don't go around believing I'm number one at something for the sake of being hateful or hating you. And there's a level of narcissism in it. It's delusional to a degree, but you can't get, up to the top of the mountain without being semi-delusional. It is just true. If you aim for the top, you have to be a bit crazy. I mean, yeah, I do a lot of things. Like, you notice I cover the content for tabletop role-playing games. Deep down, inside, on my best days for game mastering, I don't think anyone is better than me. I am number one. I am better than everyone alive in the hobby today. Now, I have those moments. I'm being real with you, but I put myself in check and I remind myself that is just not true. But I do have that devil on my shoulder that says, no, it definitely is true, right? And I have the angel on the shoulder. Be reasonable. You're going to turn people away by pushing something that isn't real. Because for me to believe that I'm the best for real, outside of my instinct, like just logically, it's not logical. It's delusional. And see, I'm older now that I can examine who I am and certain sides of myself and certain thoughts that seem to instinctively come to me. I can rationally understand it's delusional, but man, I will have that attitude. In moments, I get lost. It's like, you're in the middle of the sport or something, the heat of the moment, where you punch the guy in the face, which you would not have done logically outside of that heated moment, right? When I get heated moment, oh yeah, I can get an attitude, I can go, I can compete, right? And, when you go into competition with me, to be completely honest, oh yeah, I'm a narcissist. But that gives me courage. It makes me passionate. I don't suffer from caring about things like, or caring about negative things, like focusing on, I can't do this, I'm not good enough. I throw all that out the door. I am definitely good enough. And I watch where I focus. Now you might be like, well, Steven, you might really have these deeper thoughts that you're not good enough. Maybe they do come on, and they do instinctively. Everyone has their doubts. But I don't focus on my doubts. Right? I just go, is there a side of me that can believe that I'm better than this? Yes, there is. So I will focus on that instinctive side. I guarantee you have both. You have a side that will instinctively go to the weak, and you have a side that goes to the strong. And it's, what do you give time to? That's important too. What do you give time to, right? Like, you'll suffer less, again, when you know what to care about. Think about caring about people like anything else in life. It has to be managed. There has to be a limitation. Too much of a good thing becomes what? A bad thing. And this is so true here. So true when it comes to caring and loving people, right? It's, look, you got to be able to put so much out there, but you got to be able to be a realist. And you shouldn't have to, like, look, I knew a lot of people that were great with kids when they were younger. And they were the overly loving treehouse people. Loved everyone, kindest people you'd ever meet in the world, cared about everything you could think of. And every single one of them was degraded by life. I mean, just over the decades, that by the time you run into them decades later, you can see the scars and the suffering they've had to go through. Because they've cared so much that the pain is coming at them. They will face it, the pain of losing people, the pain of losing strangers. Some cases I know people that could know somebody for a day and it would break them into pieces to lose that person. At least it seems that way to me. And they break in a way that I've seen people break that have known people forever. So there are people out there that just, in a very naive way, just give themselves over to loving and caring about things carelessly. the concept of being a good person is, that's, we want that. But in a way, I think the standard we hold today is stupid. Because when you look at the kind of kind person or nice person that people are trying to push forward, it's always the kind of person that will just, put themselves out there in a way that they're going to suffer. It's like, you're so kind, you have to suffer. Like, there's an expectation of being that kind that you have to suffer. It's like, no, you have to manage that in your life. Again, you can be civil with people. You can be nice with people to a degree. But just don't invest yourself into something until you know for sure you want it. And that you're willing to face the consequences of giving a shit about that thing. Right? Because, the pain can break you. It can destroy your life. So it matters. It really does matter. There, I hope I've given you an idea of really trying to think this over. And if you're one of these people out there that thinks being a little cold or not caring about things is really terrible, no, it's not. It's balance, right? The yin and the yang. Balance. Good needs a little bit of bad. Balance, right? Niceness needs a little bit of attitude. Balance. All right, for now, take care.